We're back for round 4. Phil Blechman's with me. Thank you, everyone who stuck with us. What's up, Phil?
Yo, what up?
Leon.
Welcome back. We got Hydroid Crassus against Blood Moon.
We do. Leon Chang, our champion as of last week, up against David Thomas Tao. We're going to let the players know they can start. You guys can start when you're ready. Good luck. And what do you think about the matchup?
It's hard for me to pin like good matchups against Cloudpost. It's just like I feel like the deck does like really over the top impressive things, and it's just like there's a certain point in the game where no matter what, the Cloudpost player is going to win. Like if it can get through the early development, and it seems like it's just going to go over the top of everything else. It seems like it's the biggest deck you can play.
I will update Cardboard Live now, so you can see the decks. Decks are now updated. Reclaimer. Another Thoughtseize.
So Thoughtseizes are good. He's going to take the candle. He's going to pin him and trying to cut him from being able to cast that Titan. I'm curious to see if if Leon can play an Aluren, he knows he's not going to be disrupted, right? David's not playing any disruption for Aluren. Even a Pithing Needle. I guess Pithing Needle naming the Cavern Harpy is the only way to stop the combo from happening. But he knows that he doesn't have a Pithing Needle at the moment. So it's like if he could just slam a turn 4 Aluren before David can really get set up and then have enough to go off. I mean, that's asking a lot, right? You need a lot of cards for that, but...
This is true. What do you think of, just in general, not necessarily in this matchup context, Leon's list, since you brew?
Yeah, I mean, Aluren in general has like gotten better and better and better as they've just printed cards that are cheaper and fit what the deck is trying to do.
Yep.
So there was a time where I genuinely believed that it was a joke, right? Like the deck was a joke.
Yeah.
But now it just plays like a bunch of genuinely good cards and then Aluren.
Right.
So interesting about Leon's version, like recent versions I've seen have been like really, really streamlined and just like the value birds, and by that I mean like, you know, Coatl and Strix, and then it would also streamline the fact like he's still got a Parasitic Strix, I believe. Yeah, he's still got a Parasitic Strix as his one of. I've seen lists that have replaced it with a Cauldron's Familiar, because it does the same thing that Strix does when you're comboing, but it costs 1 mana. So in context where like having a 2/2 flyer that's conditional is not good, having just a 1/1 for 1 that always does the thing is not bad. But like it's your one of for a combo piece, so I could see it going either way. He's got some nice flesh. He's got some nice spice between like Leovold and Niambi as an addition, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I was just going to point out that Dark Depths was fetched by that dying Elvish Reclaimer.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to think that the way to beat the Aluren deck is to also like play fast going into it, but it might also be that David is thinking, okay, when he's low on resources and he knows that the Elvish Reclaimer is going down, and not going to be able to continue to turbo out these cloud posts, that just going for the lower resource game plan, which is what Dark Depths is the way to go. And it might also have had something to do with him having a Thespian Stage in hand.
Yeah. Do you think David has this game?
I don't know. I mean, he's threatening a 2020, but there's a lot of cards that Aluren can put in the way. Like an Aluren right now plus a Cavern Harpy would just enable him to draw his library.
Yep.
Like I don't think with having now we're seeing a parasitic Strix coming in. So now in this context, another flyer is actually good. I know we were just talking about Cauldron Familiar, but having multiple flyers is a reasonable way to check a 2020. So I assume you just block with the Coatl here because your combo piece is the Strix, and you'd rather have that around.
Um,
But
yeah, I
Coatl,
think
when you have
so.
an Aluren, is going to draw your deck. But like with only one Strix, he would have to play uh, like block bounce game for a long time. Yeah, he's going to block with the Coatl because the Strix is the combo piece.
Makes sense.
No real like just Cabal therapy. It's like a little bit old school in that it's just Cabal therapy to sack the veteran explorers.
I think that was a scoop with David winning that game.
If the wastelands, if he's playing all four wastelands in his board, then it seems like an easy, pretty swap to just take out the veteran explorers, take out the Thoughtseize, add the wastelands. Is there anything else that you want? Maybe you want some number of these Force of Wills, however many of those are on the board, because Force of Will is better than discard in a matchup like this, where it's not good against the Eldrazi, but catching a Titan that hasn't been caverned is still good, right? And you can prevent that playing reactive off the top of the deck. So, um, I mean, is Counter Magic good? I don't think so, because Cavern just invalidates it. Because Cavern is a very pristinely executed design. Um, but the way that I was talking about boarding is already out the window because Leon slammed a veteran explorer on one.
Pithing Needle for David. Let's tune into the players.
So I would think that he's going to name Wasteland here because he knows that there's Wastelands in the board.
I'll play a Misty. I'll crack it.
What was named on Wasteland?
Wasteland.
Wasteland. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Wasteland.
It's like if you know that if you have open deck lists and you know Wastelands are coming in, then you can keep your pithing needles in and preemptively name Wasteland.
Yeah, that's kind of the downside of the open deck lists, I guess. Can't catch people with stuff like that.
It becomes a little bit more of a chess game, right? There's just more known information. It's not perfect, but there's more known information.
Yep.
Needle isn't out for the combo, but if you're preemptively putting Needle onto the table, like if you were dark here, if both players were blind, he might put Pithing Needle. He might have boarded out Pithing Needle, or he might have put Pithing Needle on a way that he doesn't get comboed himself. But for all of the discard that talk, the plan right now is just Veteran Explorer Cabal Therapy, and that's. I was just saying board those cards out, and I was incorrect. So Leon definitely seems to have a game plan. I mean, he's played way more reps with this deck than I have, so he probably knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he seems to be trying to outramp David.
A Ballista coming in for David is that's the first time that we've seen a Ballista for him tonight.
All right, so Candles down, leaves Pithing Needle and Ballista. Interesting.
So this mana generation is pretty good for David.
Yeah. It's doesn't seem that like Veteran Explorer, most of the time when people are playing like Nick Fit, it's a huge advantage to sack your Veteran Explorer. This doesn't look like that huge advantage.
I think it's just it will be dependent on his hand, right? Because if he can combo before David can go over the top, then obviously it's still good to have that ramp. But it's maybe there's a good argument to have Veteran Explorer and the discard on the play because you're trying to combo faster and you want the mana to get there and just end it.
Yep.
That's something that I wasn't thinking as hard about in trying to analyze what Leon could do post-board. But another Pithing Needle, I assume, is just going to cut the combo off before we slam a Reclaimer. So
Brainstorm. Just going to tune into the players again.
All right, I'll put 2 on top. Go to my turn.
Sure.
What's the second
Okay.
needle on?
Cavern Harpy.
Cavern Harpy. On
Thanks.
Top, I'll keep draw.
It's on Cavern Harpy, the second one.
Yeah, so that's just going to cut the combo possibilities for Leon. But I assume he kept in Abrupt Decays because he was going to want to have ways to kill Reclaimers anyway. So, Brian, when is Epic Storm going to sponsor 90s MTG? That's the real question.
Nah. I'd love to get more Storm. I guess it's a good time to announce, if you're sub to this channel, you're going to get an email within the next week or so. We're looking for more players to come play on our channel. Whether you play Storm or you play something else. So make sure you're subbed to this channel. I'm going to send some applications out on there.
Brainstorm on Leon's side. So, what is it, Leon? Is Leon's game plan here still just to look for the combo and then find an Abrupt Decay to hit the Pithing Needle, or does he have to find elements of disruption to stop David from what he's trying to do?
Sorry, what was the beginning of what you said?
So Leon is brainstorming. Do you think that as he's filtering, is he looking for a way that he can just blow up this Pithing Needle and get him dead? Or is he looking for ways to stop David because David has an active Reclaimer, he's going to be able to generate mana fairly quickly. He's in a turn and a half.
Right.
He will be at requisite mana to pretty much cast whatever he wants.
Right. Is he trying to find answers, or are you trying to find threats? Is what you're wondering.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah. Is he playing these cantrips trying to find ways to be proactive or to be reactive?
Based on what he's done so far, I would guess he's trying to be proactive. Swords on Reclaimer. Ruda Barracuda, thanks for the sub, and the Epic Storm, thanks for the sub. Storm count is 2, by the way, if you're looking at the bingo card.
We already had a bingo tonight, which was a big game. So a Thespian Stage is going to be able to copy this Cloud Post. That'll give him 7 mana. So when he untaps, he will have Primetime mana.
Yep. If he resolves the Primeval Titan, is this game over?
Probably. I mean, it depends on what Leon's board plan looked like. But I have no idea how Leon boarded, because the way I would have boarded has proven to be just entirely different from what he chose to do. So, I mean, he has to assume that he's going to be facing down a Titan this turn, because David can both copy the Cloud Post, have Titan mana either through a Green Sun Zenith or through a Primetime, and he also has enough mana to both copy the Cloud Post and Once Upon a Time if he doesn't have it. So the odds that he's just going to slam a Titan next turn are, I wouldn't bet against it.
Yeah. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, is that Uro? Yes, Uro.
So we flashback Uro. A 6/6 is fine. I mean, it's like weird that Primetime is both a game-ending threat and really just bridging the gap. Because like a 6/6 Uro being able to check a Titan, it's like it doesn't matter. He would probably suicide the Titan just to get the tutor triggers again. So it's like
Right.
So there's that Once Upon a Time. So now, there he is. Okay, so he's looking for the Titan and he found it. So as we were talking about, he'll have exactly the right mana that he needs to do all of the things that are possible to find a Titan. He finds a Titan, he's going to slam a Titan. And now I assume that the game is over, barring an Aluren combo kill with an Abrupt Decay.
Yeah. Well, is Leon trying to respond to the Primeval Titan is what I'm trying to wonder.
Do you consider 12 post to be the high tide of green decks?
Yeah, I'd say so, maybe.
Yeah, you heard it here. You heard it here. That's That's 12 post is green high tide.
Jason is correct. This is a shifting Ceratops stream. We have not seen any shifting Ceratopses tonight. I'm very disappointed to say.
Elves is green Tess. it's the Elvish Storm. So what did you fetch up? You fetched up a Cloud Post and a Thespian Stage.
Yeah, Cloud Post and Thespian Stage, yep. Oh, no, there's an Ayarugan in play, actually. There's an Ayarugan in play.
High Tide is a Storm tech, but so is the Epic Storm, and Tess could be the Elvish Storm. Well, attack with Uro. Big game. No fear.
And no blocks, of course.
Yeah, but the life total for David's irrelevant, right? I mean, he can just gain it all back off of an attack if he wants to. He's probably interested in other things. He's going to untap with Ugin mana.
Nope, there's Aluren.
So, can he kill him? I mean, I guess if he has... What could he have? If he brought in Knight, your talk about Knight would be big game. If he has Recruiter for Knight. Just he's got another Uro. So he's actually going to sack the one that isn't escaped. Or I'm sorry, he's going to sack the one that is escaped. So this Uro is about to go away.
Jebediah, thanks for the sub. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well.
If you boarded in Knight of Autumn, the Knight of Autumn with a Recruiter would be a kill because then you can do all of the shenanigans. But you would also then need the Parasitic Strix as the follow-up. So, what do we got here? What's this proxy? This proxy is Niambi. Okay, so Niambi, with the trigger to sack the Uro on the stack, he Niambi's it back. He's going to gain 3 life off that because Niambi has life gain text. Says whenever you return a creature, you gain that CMC of that creature back, so you gain 3 life. He's going to ponder here before doing anything else.
I think they missed the gain life from Niambi. Should I tell him?
Yeah, you can. I doubt it's relevant in this game, but you can.
Okay. Did you guys miss the gain life from Niambi?
Oh, we might have, yeah.
What do you gain?
CMC of another 3.
Is it a trigger you missed, or is it?
It is a trigger.
It's like part of the ability, isn't it?
It's part of the bounce. So
yeah, when you return a creature, you gain
I don't know
life equal to the creature you return CMC.
Sorry, guys, I don't know what the card does. I don't know what we should do.
It's
Okay.
when it bounces something, I gain life equal to the CMC of the card.
Okay. So you go 31.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cool.
Okay. All right, resolve that.
I feel fairly confident that if Leon passes the turn, he dies.
Yeah, he's brainstorming and pondering here. Not looking good for him.
I mean, even if he does, like his out is he has to get rid of the needle, so Abrupt Decay is not going to do it. So it's going to have to be a Knight of Autumn out of the board to get it done.
I don't believe that stage is a cloud post, but it might be. I might have missed that.
I think the stage came in off of the Titan, so I think it is still part of the theater.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, so this Earl comes in on the Aluren. He's going to draw a card. He's going to be able to put in another land. If he puts in a forest or a green source, then he will have Abrupt Decay mana. This Uro is going away. The tap of the card on the top of his playmat makes me think that that's not a good sign. And he passes the turn. Yeah, so I assume that we will be seeing a game-ending play here from David.
Most likely, yes.
Oh, excuse me. So another thespian stage. Trigger on the prime time.
What can Leon even do here? What can he do?
I mean, he's got a death-touching snake, so it can hop in the way. He can take a hit to the face but kill the Titan. Life totals are irrelevant. So he can remove the Titan. It's just that David now is just going to have access to his whole library every turn for the rest of the game because of this Eye of Ugin. So I feel like we're taking a lot of game actions that are going to inevitably end in Eye of Ugin finding a giant calamari, and that will end it for the match. But Aluren can pull out some like really insane things, especially that Aluren gives all of the creatures instant speed. So
Yep. Yeah, all the creatures have flash, so
yeah, so he may have like a bunch of tricks. Like it's one of those things where if he fetches up an Ulamog and casts Ulamog and targets the Aluren, then he's going to have to do all of his tricks in response, right? Which means that he's not going to be able to actually deal with the Ulamog that's on the table because it won't be on the table yet. It's still floating around on the stack in the Aether as it comes to the plane where it's going to wipe you out as a wizard. So he's just going to go for the OG, and that will obviously be good enough.
yeah, I don't know what Leon does about that.
Does he have like he doesn't have a Baron in his list or anything like that to pop it back?
He does have a Baron.
Well, no,
Doesn't
I mean
he?
like even if he
Oh,
had
no,
a
he
way to
doesn't.
pop
He
it back, even if he had a way to pop it back, it's still not very good because time walks.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Looks like David got it. Let's tune into the players.